Well, normal football business. We have immediately the under-20 AFCON in Mauritania, and then the under-17 AFCON in Morocco. And of course, South Africa under-17 participate in that AFCON in Morocco. Then there is the CAF Champions League ongoing. There is the CHAN that we've just completed. And of course, the CHAN in Cameroon was difficult in that it was the first international competition under COVID conditions. And secondly, we had many warnings of security threats, in particular the Anglophone part of Cameroon. So it occupied a lot of our attention. And I'm happy that everything went off well in Morocco. But of course, also what had happened in the meeting was that we had received a report from the CAF Governance Committee where they decided that they have now cleared Ahmad Ahmad to be eligible for the elections. Of course, we were surprised. We did not know that they had met the previous day on the 5th. Our CAF executive meeting was on the 6th, because we had taken a decision in line with the regulations and framework of FIFA that all the candidates who contest for positions on the FIFA Council, as well as the CAF president, who's automatically a vice president of FIFA, should be cleared by both the FIFA Ethics Committee and the CAF Governance Committee. And we had received just one report from the CAF Governance Committee, and we said, please meet with the FIFA Review Committee and give us a single position. Of course, as you've indicated, the decision is interim in that CAS has indicated that they will start dealing with the merits of the case as from the 2nd of March. And after that, they will give a final decision on what the challenge was, that FIFA had banned Ahmad Ahmad for 5 years, and he then went to CAS to challenge that ban. And the final decision will be given sometimes in March as to what CAS position is in relation to his appeal to CAS.
Let me just get in here, Dr. Jordaan. You're saying you, as a member of the CAF Executive Committee, had no idea that the Governance Committee was meeting the day before, as I understand it. Were they not commissioned by the EXCO to do that work regarding Ahmad Ahmad? And why would the CAF EXCO ignore their own governance committee and go to FIFA, head straight to FIFA?
No. We are not ignoring our governance committee. Firstly, the governance committee is independent. Secondly, they should meet the candidates as they have done with many of the other candidates. And therefore, we had received the report after they've completed their work. What we are saying is that we had previously taken a decision in January already that because the CAF president is also automatically a FIFA vice president, they need to sit with the FIFA governance committee so that we do not have a position where one body announce a candidate eligible and the other body say, no, we are still working. This has happened in the case of Patrice Motsepe and Ahmad Yahya. Remember, the FIFA Review Committee or Ethics Committee declared that they are eligible. Then the CAF committee said, no, we still have questions that we want to put to these candidates. And they did. The candidates answered those questions and they cleared both of them. Now, having that experience, we said, again, we have a position where the CAF Governance Committee cleared a candidate, but there is still the problem that the FIFA Ethics Committee has not pronounced on the matter. So we said, please complete the work and then report having taken into account the previous executive meeting to say these two bodies must come with one position.
So what happens if the CAF, the FIFA governance committee or the authorities there actually go with the CAF governance committee and rule in favor of Ahmad? Is it a possibility that CAF is willing to accept that he might actually be put back into the presidential race?
Well, yeah, for that to happen, two things. CAS needs to finalize its processes. Remember, it was FIFA that banned him, and he took the FIFA decision on appeal. So FIFA cannot have another position while waiting for CAS. So what I'm saying is that the process will only be complete, once the CAS decision has been finalized and CAS pronounce either that he's free to participate, and secondly, that he may now be eligible. Then that decision must go to FIFA, and FIFA must then say, fine, we are reversing our own decision to ban him, and we declare him to be eligible. But that has clearly not happened, and that's why we're saying that we have to, unfortunately, wait for these processes to unfold and to be completed.
Dr. Jordaan, you arrived in the country yesterday, and understand this afternoon you are off again to Qatar. Why is that important in this presidential race for Mr. Patrice Motsepe in particular?
Well, he is already in Qatar, I think. Many of the South African media wanted to talk to him. He is saying, of course, you'd like to talk to the media, and he will. I hope that once he gets back from Qatar, that as soon as possible, that he will talk to the South African media. But he said his focus clearly is where the majority of CAF presidents, voting members assemble, he should be there and take his message there. FIFA has invited the presidents to attend the FIFA Club World Cup, and we will be traveling there today, and we hope to see Al Ahly and Pizzo against Palmeiras of Brazil, hoping that they would end up in a third place. So we're all going there, and of course, we will be meeting many of the federation presidents and continue debating and convincing them that Patrice Motsepe is the best candidate for African football at this time.
You sort of have given the face that you've got the West African vote in the bag, if I can put it like that, the Southern African vote as well. Not too sure about CECAFA region, East Africa, but is the trip to Qatar mainly to lobby the North African vote, the Arab nations mostly?
No, I think North Africa, that has been done. Remember, we started off in Egypt and North Africa. We have tremendous support in North Africa. As far as East Africa is concerned, we've met many of the CECAFA people there in Cameroon, and we'll be meeting others. And I think we can expect a position of CECAFA once they have their meeting to finalize their position. But there's a lot of support from CECAFA for Patrice Motsepe, and we are quite encouraged by that. Yesterday, you saw there was a newspaper article in which Moses Magogo, the president of Uganda, said that he will support Patrice Motsepe. There is very, very strong support. Of course, we had the West African trip where we went to visit many of the West African countries. So this is a continuous engagement until the 12th of March, when we go to Rabat in Morocco, where the elective Congress will be held. And they will then decide the new leadership for African football, which is very important. The one thing is striking to me is that on the 20th of April, UEFA also has an election similar to that of CAF. You've not read a word in the media about, you don't even know the names of the candidates contesting for the UEFA positions. And just shows you the intensity of the campaign. And the first time that Africa has 4 candidates for the position of president. But the UEFA process is the same. Those UEFA members, including the vice president of UEFA, who wants to sit on the FIFA Council, must also subject themselves to the FIFA governance processes. So it's not something unique only for CAF. It is the position as set out in the FIFA statute, and further, all confederations are compelled to comply with all the compliance requirement of FIFA. So any candidate must be finally cleared by FIFA.
All right, President Danny Jordaan, thank you so much for your time and safe travels to Qatar this afternoon.